Yo, what's going on, guys? And Keldon Johnson got paid, rightfully so. And let's talk about why it was super smart by the San Antonio Spurs to pay him now. I want to hear your thoughts down below. Do you guys like the extension of Keldon Johnson? And one of my commenters actually commented, you should play the 3 this year. And I actually agree. They've been playing him for the past 2 years at the 4 position. And I agree. I think Keldon Johnson's better suited at the wing than as a forward. Now, before we continue today's video, about only 6% of you watching are subscribed. All right, 94% of you aren't subscribed. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Please hit that subscribe button. And let's get right into Keldon Johnson. So shout out Charania. So 4 years, $80 million. If you can do the math, that's $20 million a year. And it's great. This guy averaged 17 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists while shooting nearly 40% from 3. And that's not even the full picture. If you look at Keldon Johnson last year, this is something that's going to blow your mind, okay? Keldon Johnson, this past season, post All-Star break, kind of started cooking with gas, okay? This man was tearing it up post All-Star break, and people weren't talking about it, and I was surprised, okay? Post All-Star break, he averaged 21 points, 47 was it? Yeah, 47 almost percent from the field, 36% from 3. Yes, he went down on his 3-point percentage, but you have to understand he went from pre-All-Star break taking about 5 a game to taking 8 a game. Grabbed 6.5 boards, dished out 3 assists, averaged about a steal a game and half a block. Okay, and only turned the ball over, a turnover ratio of, or turnover per game of 1 turnover per game. So that basically meant for every 3 assists he had 1 turnover. Which, I mean, isn't super, like, for a guard isn't what you want. But for a wing player, Keldon Johnson's a 20-point scorer. I don't know what I need to prove to you that you don't believe that. Now, the reason why they extended it. Let's talk about the reason why they extended Keldon Johnson. Keldon Johnson, first off, he's going to be the guy they build around. One of the core franchise pieces. And similar to how Shai Gilgeous, someone tell me down below how Shai from the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I always mess up that, like, Gilgeous Alexander. I know how to say Shai, but Shai is on a max contract with the Thunder, and he's kind of like their established player, and that's Keldon Johnson's role now here. And worst comes to worst, they trade Keldon Johnson like they did to DeJounte Murray in 3 years if the rebuild hasn't gone to plan, and then they get assets. Smart. That's the least of the thing. On the bright side, you have a guy who you already have established. Okay, Devin Vassell, Joshua Primo, Jeremy Sohan, Blake Wesley, Malachi Branham. You only need, 2 of those guys now to come up, because Keldon Johnson could I think he's more of a third or second option. I think personally, if we were in our brains, I personally would like Keldon Johnson to be my third scorer on a championship team. When he's like, maybe I'm wrong, but I just think like he's going to be a guy who can be an all-star. He has all-star capability. I just see him closer to being a top 35 guy than a top 20 guy, if that makes sense. And with the roster being so young, like, listen to this, okay? So behind Doug McDermott, Josh Richardson, and Jokic Poeltl, and Zach Collins, and Kieta, those 5 guys are the oldest guys, all of them being drafted between 2014 and 2018. Keldon Johnson's, Romeo Langford, and Isaiah Roby were all drafted in 2019. And Keldon Johnson is under the age of 25, okay? Doesn't that blow your mind? He's 22. He's 22 years old, going into year 4, and that's the crazy part. He went from 9 points, 13 points, 17 points. I expect 20 points from him next year. 29th pick of the draft. They're so good at drafting, the Spurs. That's what I'm saying is, like, if in 2 years the rebuild hasn't worked out. Also, he's a month older than me. I'm born November 11th, 1999. He's born October 11th, 1999. He's literally 30 days older than me. But that's what I'm saying is, like, if he just figures out, like, if they just figure out what they're doing in 2 years and they are a playoff team, Perfect. You got an established core piece, and then the rest of the young guys are probably still on their rookie deals, so you could go out and get a max contract guy that you can entice to come to San Antonio to play with this young core. Or if the rebuild hasn't gone to plan, you have an asset that's extended on a cheap contract because the salary cap's about to jump, so he's actually going to be underpaid in terms of the salary cap. So it ends up being a win-win deal, in my opinion. I want to hear your thoughts down below, but there was also, so I want to pull up my phone right here. On my last Spurs video, let me shout out the person who dropped a comment that I thought was a great comment. Let me go over to the Spurs video. I dropped the Spurs video yesterday, 2 days ago, my apology, or 3 days ago, regarding the San Antonio way too early season preview if you guys did not watch it. And first off, shout out Eric Odinson for saying Keldon got bodied at the 4. He needs to be a 3. Kiera based you up as one of the 4s. And then another guy, F. Escalara, said everybody forgets that the Spurs won games without DeJounte Murray, and like a lot of Spurs fans were saying they're better without DeJounte Murray, and they're hoping that their guys is built. There isn't much of a learning curve with their players. So I want to hear your thoughts down below. Shout out everyone who commented. Comment down below. Maybe your comment will appear in the next video.